Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Purja session. We are into collection. Inside collection, we are into hash table. So in previous session, what we did, we have learned, understand how a hash table, what is the constructor, and the program related to hash table we have seen. Okay. So that recording we will upload today, and you can download the notes from the website. Okay. Oops concept notes and access modifier notes is uploaded. By the tomorrow, you will find the notes of exception handling, serialization, and files in the website. Tomorrow, you can download that. And by end of the week, you will find the notes for multi-threading, okay, and collections as well. So let's begin with today's topic. Our today's topic is properties. Okay. Today's topic is property. Okay. Now try to observe what is properties. So basically, it is a child. It is a child class of hash table. It is child class of hash table. Okay, it is a child class of hash table. It is a child class of hash table. Okay. See, for example, when we are working with database, right? Our code is not only our code. Our code is integrated with so many things, right? Some configuration file is there, as some Jenkins file will be there, some application property is there, some configuration file is there, where we are adding the data, like where is our database, credential, username, password, right? Such kind of thing we are going to use in application.property in Spring Boot project. When we are working with Spring Boot project, so Spring Boot is giving that benefit actually. But if you open this, any of the, let me open one of the Spring Boot project. Let me open this. Okay. If you see this, right? SRC means Java. So Spring Boot is giving this application.property. But the project is not Spring Boot, it is a Spring. Then we don't get this application.property. So in this application.property, ideally we used to provide what? Our configuration update, configuration related thing. But in core Java, how we can handle this, we need to understand. Okay? So that is what we can use this as a properties. We can use these properties. Okay? So it is a child class of hash table. Okay? In our program, if anything which is changing frequently, what we can mostly change? Maybe database upgradation happen. Maybe username change, password change, URL change, right? So never we have to hard code anything in our code. What is mean by hard code, guys? You will frequently will listen this word hard code, hard code, hard code. When you will join in project. See, this is my code. Just imagine this is my code. I have provided Amit, right? In double quote. Amit is hard coded value. It is not dynamic value. So whatever we are in code, we should not pass the value. We should take from outside, right? Somewhere values are placed in files. From reading that files, we are not going to touch the code. We are not going to touch the code. We are understand file system also, but how we can use the property, try to observe. So in our program, if anything changing frequently, I am calling frequently because database patching update happens, server upgradation happen. So maybe IP address got changed, right? So like database, like database URL, username, password, this kind of things, etc. is may change, right? So we should not hard code. We should not hard code. We should not hard code. Okay? We should not hard code this thing. Okay? So how to manage this? We can keep this in our application property. We should keep, we should, we should, we should keep this kind of details in application property. Application in some files. We can better say we can some files. file may be different. Okay. So properties files are there. Okay. So whatever happen, whatever change is happening, whatever change is required, whatever changes are required, we can modify the files, not code. Okay. So whatever the data, so what is properties? What is properties? Properties is represent. Properties represent. Properties represent a of group of key value. Group of key value. Okay. Both key and value is of which type? Is of which type? String type. Is of which type? String type. Okay. So what are the constructor we can see? Properties P equal to new properties. Properties equal to new property. Okay. Now we will have one program. Okay. We have some methods. What are the methods? What are the methods? What are the methods? What are the methods? Get property. Get property is the method where you can pass string name of this file. Okay. Get properties. Okay. Get set property. Set property get we can pass what keys we required. Okay. Comma string value. Let's say this is key, this is key, and this is value. This is key and this is value. Okay. Now, guys who joined just now, I want to tell you, please download the notes from here. Oops notes, and access modifier notes is available. Please download these notes, everyone. Okay. After this, we will upload tomorrow exception handling, serialization, and files note tomorrow. And by end of the week, we will find multi-threading and collection notes as well. So please download, please practice, please read this, everything. After most probably in this week, we are going to close the collection with advanced topic also. Maybe tomorrow we will close this collection, and after we required only 3 session for advanced collection. Okay. So please download these notes. Okay. Now, so we are in properties. What is property? Then methods. What is the method? Set method. Then we have load method is there. Load method is there where we can provide the file name. Okay. Input stream. Input stream. Let's say any variable. IS is the variable name. Okay. Then we have store proper method. Store method is there. Store method is there. Okay. Store method is there where we can provide output stream. Output stream. Okay. Okay. With commands. Okay. With some string message. With some string message. So let's have program and let's observe how we can use these properties. First of all, let me open one C drive, any path where I can create one file. C drive is there, right? Let me go to new folder. Okay. Okay. Let me create one file, property file. Let me give one text file. Okay. I am giving one name config file. Can I give this way? Config file. Okay. Let me give username. I am giving something username. Username equal to what? Let's say username equal to abc@123. Something I am giving. Try to observe. ABC username. Password. Can I give password something like this? Let me give some password. Password equal to abc123. abc123. Okay. abc@123, and I am giving here name Amit. Some simple. I'm saving this path. Where is this file, this location in this path? Okay. Now let's start the program. Let me remove the old date for last table. Let me remove this code. Okay, let me write some code. What is the how we can create property object? Properties p equal to new properties equal to new properties. Control Shift O to get the properties p required. Control Shift O. Okay. Now this property required that file. How we can take this file? File input file input stream FIS variable name equal to new file input stream right. Control Shift O. Okay, now we need to define the file path name. How we can give, this is the path name, right? Double slash. What is the name of the file? What is the name of the file? Config.txt, right? So let me give some name, config.txt. Okay, what we are giving? File input stream will go and look for this file. Now, what is property? Variable p. Property will load which file input stream. Whatever the file input stream loading the file, that property will load. Okay. Now, if you print this system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println, can I print this? Can I print this properties? Let me print this property p. Now save this. Can I run this? See what is coming in output. Okay. Did I hard code username password in my code somewhere? No. It is some place somewhere. From where we are reading that file, we are reading this username and password. Okay. I can get the key also. How I can get the key? Property no. Property no. Property no. So I need to pass the key. What is my key name? My key name is, let's say, username. In my file is loaded into property. So P is the property. From property, we are asking, give me this key. Now let me do system dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. Okay. Let me pass this. Can I hold it? Can I store in this variable? P dot property. Okay. I am passing this. Now I am trying to print what is the username. Let me pass in sysout statement. Let me pass this in sysout statement. Save this. Run a Java application. See, we are getting what is the username, right? We are getting from this property, right? When we pass the key. If any key is not there, then we will get definitely exception. If I am giving some unknown key, then definitely we are going to get exception. See this. Null. Null is there, right? Means it is taking care. If no data is there, it will give null. Let me give what is the other name? Password. Password. Can I take this password? See, this is going to give password. Now it is giving the password. Okay. Now, if I want to store this inside some file, same to read, we have file input stream. To write the file, what is we are having? File output stream. Then we are having file output stream. FOS I am giving file output stream equal to what? New file output stream. New file output stream. Okay. We have to give the path. What is the path? This path I am giving. I want to add some data. It may overwrite the data, but that is not our problem. We are trying to understand this concept now. How to write this file, it will go output stream. Okay. Now p dot p dot set property. Okay. Now let me give some key name. Keys update. Then I will give here some value true. I am giving some true value here. Okay. Now p dot set property. Okay. File output stream. Now p dot store. P dot store. P dot store. What I am trying to do, FOS, file output stream, and some message, right? To update or not flag. Some flag we are giving. If it is true, it will use this. Okay. Can I run this file? Can I run this? Let's see what will happen. Okay. Let's come back. Open this file. See, username, password is there, but one thing more added. Did I added manually, guys? In this file? No, na? Are you getting? See, comment is also added to update flag or not. When today's date, today's time, IST, right? Can I add some more keys in our code? Let me open this. Let me close that file. I don't require to open this file. Let me add some more keys. Update. Let me add, let's say S3 bucket name, S3 bucket, S3 bucket, S3 bucket name, something need to update. I am giving sim need to update. Okay. Let me run this command, run as Java application. This is done. Go back, open the file. See S3 bucket, some data is there, right? To update the, okay. So this way, guys, this way we can use the property. Hope you are good with the property. What is the use of property? When we are working with configuration file, then we need to, then we need to what? We need to, instead of doing hard code, okay? Any values I am hard coding here. I am any value I am hard coding here while reading. But setting is fine. Setting also we do not hard code. But by reading, do we hard code? We are reading on file and we are getting the keys and value. Okay? Till now you are good, right? And guys, one more thing I want to update you guys. Just 1 second. I'm stopping my screen share. I'm stopping my screen share for a minute. I want each of you, 1 second. I'm sharing my screen in a moment. Again, I'm sharing my screen. As a Java developer, you are able to see my screen, right? So as a Java developer, please watch this recording. This complete recording, please watch to have an understanding. Okay. Like how Maven project, how GitHub, how Jenkins, everything is integrated. Please watch this recording. Okay. This recording is there and we will hide in few days. So please watch this recording, practice this, whatever mentioned. That will give you completely end to end how Git code can be configured with Jenkins in server and how we can create a pipeline. Please watch this recording. Okay. If you learn these things, so in going forward, you will understand more technology. Okay. Now, okay, fine. Now, our next topic is one second. Let me close this. Our next topic is queue. Our next topic is queue. Queue is nothing but an interface. Queue is nothing but an interface. Queue is nothing but an interface. Okay. Queue is a child of collection. Okay. Queue is a child interface of collection. Queue is a child interface interface of an collection. Okay. Now, if you want to represent individual object prior to processing, means example, example. One example I want to give. One example. You want to send a mail to a group of email ID. What we will do? We will keep that email ID, list of ID somewhere, and then before sending email, we will store all the mail ID in some place, and then email should be sent one by one, right? Okay. In such a requirement, when we are doing multiple things, so we are using queues. Okay. What is the example? When we are sending, when we are sending a mail, okay, to multiple email ID, email ID, right? So what we will do for this? We we have to store all mail ID in some data structure. Okay. So for the first inserted mail ID should go first. FIFO order, right? FIFO order, first in, first out. First FIFO order. What is FIFO order? FIFO order, first in, first out. When we record 10 email ID, so first email ID will enter, second email ID will enter, third email ID will enter. But when we send the email will go to the first email ID first. That is something FIFO. So for such kind of situation, the queue is the good choice. Okay. Now, so if you want, if you want to represent a group of individual, if you want, to represent a group of individual, okay, objects prior to processing, then we should go for a queue. Okay. Okay. It follows FIFO order. Okay. So what are the methods? What are the methods available? Okay. So guys, this is an interface na. So no constructor, right? So we have some child class, that is priority queue, blocking queue, right? Link blocking queue, because queue is what? Interface. It is an interface. Is object creation is possible? No, na. So what are the implementation class? Implementation class. What are the implementation class? The first is blocking queue. Then second is what? Priority blocking queue. And third is linked blocking queue. Okay. So what are the methods? What are the methods in the queue? The queue. These are abstract method. Implementation is available in where? Implementation will available in shell interface. Okay. Okay. Again. So what are the methods available? Offer method is there. In map, we used to add the data using put method. So in queue, method name is offer. We can pass some object. So this method, what it will do, to add an object, add an object, we use this method. Okay. What is the next method? It will return boolean. It will return boolean, whether it is inserted or not. What is the next method? Peek method. What is the method? Peek method. What it will return? It will return object. It will return what? Object. Peek method. What it will return? Object. Okay. To return head of the element. To return head of the element. We will see that to hit the head of the element. Okay. We have poll method. We have poll method. What does this method do? To remove and return. It will remove the object and return the head of the element. Return the head element. First it remove and it will return the same one. If Q is empty, then it will return null. Okay. Now, this is remove method is there. This is remove method is there. It will remove and return head of the Q. It will remove and returns head of the Q. Head of the Q. Okay. Difference between poll and remove method. Poll and both function same, right? Both function same. Poll and remove method. But poll when Q is empty, we remove from Q. When Q is empty, it will return null. But remove method will throw an exception. No such element exception if it is a Q is empty. So this is the difference. But both are for removing the object. Okay? Now. So we have one more class, priority queue. Priority queue. Priority queue. Okay. Now you will see the program. Have some constructor about this priority queue. Priority queue. Priority queue. P equal to new priority. New priority queue. This is one constructor. Okay. What it will do? It will create one empty queue. Okay. So initial capacity is 11. 11 object can be done. Okay. An object will be inserted according to natural sorting order. What is in a natural sorting order? If it is a string, alphabetical order, and it is numbers, then ascending order. Okay. Okay. Same queue we can use, same constructor is there with what parameter, that is int initial capacity. We can pass some initial capacity, some number. So with that, the capacity will be queue will be created. Okay. We can customize our sorting order as whenever this sorting come into our mind. Then what is their comparator comparable, right? Customization can be do with the help of what? Comparator. We can pass comparator also, right? Okay. So same thing, we can convert on collections into queue. We can convert collections into queues. How we can convert this collection? See, guys, there are so many methods there. But if you understand the flow, right, we can do anything, right? One method we can understand, 10 method is not a problem, right? Okay. So let's have a program on this priority queue. Okay. This is our properties program. Okay. Now let me add some program let me delete this program or comment this program. Let me comment this program. Can I create one priority queue? Can I create one priority queue? Let me create priority queue. Priority queue P equal to what? New priority queue. Okay. This priority queue equal to new priority queue. Okay. What will happen, guys? What will happen? Let me check. System.out.println. Can I pass p dot peak method? What it will return, guys? null, right? Because nothing is there in this. Null is going to return. We are going to print. Can I add some data inside this queue? Okay. Now, for example, come here. What is our nodes? Priority. This is fine. What is the method here? Okay, this is the method, right? Now let's see. We will use these methods now. Can I add some data? Let me add some data. Multiple data. Can I add some numbers using for loop? Int, int, int start I equal to 0. Okay. I is less than equal to what 5. Then I plus plus I plus plus. The number this loop will run 5 times, and add. I will add. I will add p. P is what? Q. P is a variable of priority queue. P dot offer is the method na. Offer is the method. Whatever we are passing in the queue, it is going to add in priority queue. Till now you are good, right? Now after this loop, outside of the loop, can I print this? Can I print this? Can I print this? Outside the loop, can I print this? Let me come here. And can I print this our queue? When I'm printing P, P is meaning a variable which is standing for priority queue object. Okay. Can I run? See, 5 numbers are added, right? 5 numbers are added. Can I do q dot poll? Q dot poll. So variable is P. I can do poll method, right? We can do poll method. Can I run this? Can I run this Java application? See, it is giving 0 because in this loop, what is the order? First inserted 0, then inserted 1, then inserted 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. So who is the head? First number 0. So P is giving what? P is giving what? Poll. So P dot poll is giving what? Head element. Hope we are good. Till now we are good, right? Okay. Again, I will print this. Now let's see what will happen. Again, can we print again? P. See this, what will happen? See, I will print again. Now I will print. So what is our latest queue? We will observe. I will run the program. 0 removed, right? 0 removed. 0 is removed. So poll, what is doing, guys? What poll is doing? To remove and return the head. To remove and return the head. It remove the head. Okay. What P is doing? P is P dot poll is giving the head of the element and it is removing. That's why when again we print, 0 is not there. So this way you can practice these methods, right? If we remove this, let's say P dot poll, P dot poll, there is no method is there. Let's say no method, no data is added. I commented for loop. What it is going to give? Null. See, null is giving, right? But I will use what? Remove method. Instead of poll method, let me comment the poll method and I will use remove method. It will give exception, right? Remove exception. I will use this. So it is going to throw an exception. See, no such element exception because no queue is empty because I commented this line, right? So you understand the difference between poll and remove also, right? Till now you are good. Okay. 1 minute. So guys, today we will stop here. Okay, today we will stop here. Tomorrow we will close collections. Final topic enhancement is there. Some enhancement method is there in collection. Inset, right? Tree set, navigables. What are the enhancement is there? That we are going to see in tomorrow session. That is on Tuesday. Sorry, today is Tuesday, right? On Wednesday. Then Thursday and Friday we will try to close advanced collection, guys. Okay. So please attend those advanced session. Okay. I'm stopping the recording and also one more thing.